I'm being forcibly removed from the building again of a public lobby.
So if you want to take off that gun and badge, I'm happy to scrap with you one day.
Sir, please, is there anything I can do, sir? Please. Don't do this to my wife, man. You don't know what you're doing to my family, man. Please. I'm begging you. I'm literally where am I going to put my feet? Sir, I'm begging you, please. Please. Please.
You want to do it, let's do it. Let me know, buddy.
That is not a crime, and you're telling me to get out of my vehicle.
Do you know where Lieutenant Mingus is right now? So, no, he's not in the building?
I don't know. I'm not.
What do you know?
Okay, I don't want that man taking my picture. Why don't you take him out of here?
Sir, you hit me.
I'm gonna do
You
that
hit
next,
me.
okay?
Sir, okay, now
you take my picture then. I don't know you.
I'm not telling you nothing else until I find out who's driving that vehicle. You not a supervisor, bro. I need somebody higher than you right now.
I didn't break the law. I'm not going to be found guilty of anything. This is a waste of time. If you guys want to know who I am, I'll tell you who I am. Okay. You want to know what I'm doing here? I'll tell you what I'm doing here.
If you didn't know, I went to the police academy and they kicked me out.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
Spit me on my face right now. She spit in my face.
Please, sir, please don't make me sleep in jail tonight, sir, please. I'm begging you.
We're
Sir,
not
please.
criminals!
They're going to make me sleep in jail.
Why?
Sir, please. Please.
Dude, please!
Sir, please.
Oh my
Come on,
God,
man.
don't do that to him!
You
He
guys don't
didn't
know
even
what you're
drink.
doing to me, man.
Why? Where are you
Ma'am,
taking
stand right
me?
here. Ma'am,
Oh man,
ma'am,
I'm just
ma'am,
walking.
ma'am. No, you can't go.
You guys really don't know what you're doing to my life with this, man. Seriously, please.
We really haven't been getting a lot of support from the community. You know, we need help getting hotels. We pretty much got the food and gas covered, but if there's any way anyone can help out in any way, guys, the hotels, the fees have really been killing us. You know, we don't make $1 million. We don't make a whole lot of money. But if there's any way anyone can help out, please. We couldn't do it without you guys.
I'm not sure where today's video takes us, but we have a sovereign citizen telling everyone some bloody erroneous information on how to become a sovereign citizen and disappear from the control of the state. Oh man, and the things that he talks about are unbelievable. They're just unreal. They make no sense at all. Well, anyway, and this guy's got 2 kids, and I don't know if it's his wife or girlfriend, but they're going through the same thing, and it's a shame for the kids. It really is. But at any rate, let's all sit back, watch, have a good laugh, and most of all, enjoy! Before we begin, let me introduce our subject here, Queen X. Now, I've never done a video on this guy. I've been watching his videos, but they're so stupid. I tell you what, though, I felt compelled to share this one because what he says in here is so crazy and out in left field. It's just unbelievable what these guys think is possible. And when they get caught and go to jail, so I don't know what I did. Yeah, let's roll that clip.
What's good, family? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Now look, so I want to break this down as best way I can, right? So this is for all convicted felons, right? This video is strictly for convicted felons, those who just came out of prison or been out of prison for years, those who are on probation or anything like that, right? So I'm getting a lot of questions and concerns, right? So a lot of people who felons, they ask me, man, how was you a convicted felon and you was able to purchase a firearm? Let me explain.
All right, now, what is this man going to talk about? Being a convicted felon, you cannot purchase a firearm, at least legally here in the United States. You might go to some third world country and get one, but not here in the States. These guys, man, where do they come from? I don't know. They're like cockroaches. They just won't go away.
So when you apply for the passport as being a non-citizen national, and you in the Department of State actually process that application and you get your status back and the passport come back as do not stop, do not detain, do not arrest, what it does is it remove your name and social security number and personal information from all government and tax systems. So the police cannot open your criminal background or anything like that once your passport is ran. So when you run your passport, you know, through the feds and ATF and everything like that, when they do a actual background check, they search up that passport ID number. Once they search that passport ID number, nothing is going to come back, so it automatically is going to approve the application.
I can't speak for other countries, but I can speak for what goes on here in the United States of America. And if you apply for a passport, I don't care if you're a foreign national or an American citizen, you're going to have to show some identification. You're going to have to show some birth certificate, a social security card. You're going to need to come up with some identification. So I don't know what he's talking about. Apply as a foreign national. You know what, these guys and all their trickery, it makes no sense to me, because once you get found out, man, you're going to have to pay the piper. Just like these guys who don't believe they have to pay the IRS taxes. That's all good and well, but I guarantee you they're going to catch up with you, and when they do, you're going to be in a world of hurt, brother.
So once it approved the application, yes, you have your firearm, right? Now, this is what people also ask. Hey, is this legal? Now, of course it's lawful, but is it legal in the sense, does the federal government allows it? No. Does the federal government allows it? No.
Well, now, the lad asked a question and he answered it himself. Does the federal government allow it? And the answer is no. But that's not going to stop a true frauditor. And you know what? Sovereign citizens are frauditors because they're running a fraud on the government. They're running a scam. Yeah, I love this guy. Let's keep going.
But you still have the right to operate outside of their jurisdiction. Everybody have the right to operate outside their jurisdiction. So as long as you're a convicted felon and the state doesn't meet any minimum contacts, and you have no contracts in the state where you live at or where you used to reside in, then you're a complete sovereign man. So when people ask me questions, oh man, this is illegal. Listen, you cannot try to be a sovereign and be a slave at the same time. As long as you don't cause any injuries, you don't hurt anyone or anything like that, consider yourself a free man. You can do whatever you want to do. Yes, you can carry any gun you like. You can purchase any firearm you like. But the only thing I always must tell you is you must make sure you cancel all contracts with the state.
And what this Yahoo is referring to when he says cancel contracts with the state, yeah, no driver's license, no registration for your car, no car insurance, nothing to tie you to the system. Right. I don't know what he does about his birth certificate and things of that nature, but yeah. And don't worry about purchasing a firearm. Yeah, just walk in, and I don't know what happens though when they yeah, because you need some identification if you're going to buy a firearm. So he must be buying them on the street in the black market, no pun intended. Yeah, I just don't get that. You know, it makes absolutely no sense to me what he's talking about.
Now, as far as like you being a convicted felon and stuff like that, you have all your absolute rights. So the same time when they told you, oh sir, yeah, now you're a convicted felon, you can never purchase a firearm. That's false, because I purchased one and I'm a double felon, right? Because I purchased one and I'm a double felon, right?
Well, we need to figure out who this guy is. We need to track him down and report him, because, you know, I like sovereign citizens just as much as the next person. I love making fun of them, but when you start doing something that's illegal, like this guy's doing, he needs to be reported ASAP. He needs to be reported, and he has no brain at all. Why would you come on YouTube and tell the world about this problem that you have? You can't purchase weapons, but you do anyway. You think that's really smart, don't you? Yeah, just proves my point, doesn't it?
So, yes, you can purchase firearms as being a convicted felon. And also, people ask this question. Hey, can I get a passport as being a convicted felon? Yes, I got a passport as being a convicted felon. Anybody can get a passport as being a convicted felon as long as you don't have child support that's over $5,000 and you don't have any criminal warrants. If you have any warrants or child support, that will stop you from getting any that will stop you from getting a passport. Another thing that will stop you from getting passports, if you have a tax lien against you that's over $100,000. So if you owe back taxes and IRS filed for a tax lien against you for $100,000 and better, you can't get a passport. Now that tax lien will eventually go off your record after like 7 to 10 years.
Oh my goodness, more misinformation. If you have a tax lien, it never goes away. It follows you till you die, and then they're probably going to try to attach your estate. A tax lien, especially a federal tax lien, is never going anywhere, my man. Where do these guys get all this information at? They have a little book that they read and they believe everything they read in it? What?
right? So if it goes off your record after 17 years, then you can go ahead and apply for a passport. Then they will approve it because the IRS will charge off the debt. So yeah, for the most part, yes, convicted felons can do all the things and above, but you still want to know how to live in the private and how to operate in the private, because people got to understand the legal system and the lawful system is two different things. When you operating within the means of the Constitution, so you have to separate yourself from the legislative form of government. So the legislative form of government have this opinion about how law should be. The constitutional aspect have this position. But as long as you always operating like a United States federal citizen with all contracts with the state, you're going to get treated like a U.S. citizen. But when you operate outside the jurisdiction, there's nothing the police can do, there's nothing that the district attorney can do.
Imagine for a moment, if you will, that we all lived in a society where we made up our own rules and regulations and didn't have to abide by anything the state or federal government said. What kind of a world would that be? Well, something like you see in a movie like maybe Mad Max. Yeah, where people just do what they want and take what they want and they don't pay for anything. And, whoa, yeah, you don't need any money because you're just going to take whatever you want. That's what this guy's talking about. A moron.
There's nothing no one can do. You got to understand this. Every reason why we get charged and sent to court and everything like that is all consensual. It's all consensual, y'all. So you agree to the term, oh, yeah, I'm a felon, I can't own a firearm. Well, you just agreed to that. Anybody got the right to keep and bear arms. But you have to operate outside of their jurisdiction. Minimum contacts is the reason why all police can make an arrest. If y'all don't know what minimum contacts is, I'm gonna explain it again. Minimum contacts is your connection with the state. So if you have a driver's license, state ID, registration, voter's registration, you consider yourself to be subjected to the jurisdiction. If you have any real mortgage lien on any real property within the state, consider your home to have realm jurisdiction, and they can come in your house anytime they please, and they can kick in your door, and a judge and the county judge can sign off on a bogus search warrant.
I'm glad you mentioned that, SOV, because that's exactly why we have the Fourth Amendment. That's something that frauditors don't understand. Yeah, you can have a bogus warrant, but why would a judge want to issue a bogus warrant? You know, you have to have substantial proof that someone has broken the law. A judge is not going to sign a warrant for any old reason. Yeah, I love these frauditors and SOV. Yeah, you know what? If we didn't have them to laugh at, it'd be a very boring world. We need people to laugh at, so thank you so much, frauditor or SOV, whatever you are. Carry on.
Just so they can see what's in your house. Always protect yourself, y'all, at all times. Other thing I want to touch bases on. So if you're a convicted felon, yes, you got the right to travel. You got the right to keep and bear arms. What else you can do? About anything you want. It really no limitations. I just wanted to clear this up for a lot of people who are felons who thinking about changing their status. It won't affect them. No, they won't get arrested after they change their status. No, it's not really a big of a deal. So some people think this, if I change my status, will my whole life change? Like, would the government recognize me as I change my status? No, it's really a jurisdictional thing, y'all. Jurisdiction has nothing to do with the government being notified or the state being notified. It's just you operating outside of the jurisdiction.
You just can't live in society without some kind of government interaction. What? Yeah, I know this guy probably collects food stamps. But how do you collect your food stamps, man? I want to know. Oh, he collects them under his baby mama name. Ah, there you go.
So as a convicted felon, yes, you can have a firearm outside of their jurisdiction. Yes, as a convicted felon, you can travel on the roads without a license, outside of their jurisdiction. As a convicted felon, yeah, you can do all of these things and above, as long as you operating outside of the territorial boundaries of the District of Columbia. Remember this: you don't live in any fictitious address nor zip code. You never provide a social security number to any police officer. This is them trying to get a contractual waiver out of you. Another thing, what else you don't do? You never admit that you're a United States federal citizen. You're American, if anything. You know, because people mix this up. U.S. citizenship with being American. Being American is being a natural born citizen of the United States of America. Being a U.S. citizen is being a citizen of the District of Columbia, which will be the federal United States. So you want to make sure people don't get that confused.
I often wonder what our founding fathers would think if they could see what's going on here in America today. They'd probably say, "What happened to America?" Yeah, I just often wonder about that, though. It's so screwed up, man, I'm telling you.
A United States citizen is a federal citizen. A American is a citizen of the Union States. Two different citizenships. I don't know why people don't understand that 1867 that they established the United States within the District of Columbia, and they created federal citizenship. So everything is federal. Y'all got to understand, all the laws that's enacted and all the federal statutes that's enacted, that was nothing but the District of Columbia. So when y'all looking at the Firearms Act, they made that act in what, I want to say 1967. Where they said, if you are a convicted felon, you are prohibited from owning or possessing or any use of firearms. That was a federal statute that was enacted around that time. So guess who enacted that? The federal United States enacted that, because remember they said this: if you are a convicted felon, you violate federal law. Therefore, the police will put you in jail.
My man, that's where you belong, in jail. And if we can find out who you are, if we can identify you, that's where you're going to go. I wonder if you're on parole since you're a convicted felon. You're on parole or probation, man? Yeah, I tell you what, man, and you got kids. You got kids, and you're acting like a fool. Man, there's something wrong with you, bro.
Because federal law states that anyone who's a felon cannot own a firearm. But anytime you operate outside of the federal territories, you can do anything you want. You got to understand, like, people got to understand, you can do anything you want in America. You just can't be a damn slave. You got to understand the jurisdiction at hand. You got to understand how the courts operate. You got to understand how to get out the minimum contacts. You got to know how to be a free man, you know? If anybody need any advice, any consultation, anything like that, just hit me up. 224-463-88. Again, 224-463. I'm out.
Well, there you have it, folks. The lad's so stupid he doxed himself with his own phone number. I took it out because I don't want him to file a privacy complaint on me. But it's easily obtainable over there on his website, TaquaneX. Yep, right there it is. Attention convicted felons who want to become a sovereign citizen. There it is. Yeah, all the information he just gave is erroneous, and anyone who follows it is a fool and will most certainly wind up in jail, because tax liens never go away. And if you're a convicted felon in the United States of America, there are certain things you cannot do, and one of them is to buy a firearm. You just cannot do it, at least legally. Well, anyway, if you enjoy watching idiots, imbeciles, and morons on my channel like this yahoo, please subscribe. As always, thanks so much for stopping by, SOV. Get a job, boy, if you can. Cheers to that.
Oh, you assaulted me.
I did.
You assaulted me. She assaulted me. Racist. Oh, that's a hate crime. You're being disorderly. Call the police. Call the police. Call the police.
I'm not sitting down. I refuse to sit down. I refuse. Big tough guy. Big tough guy. Big tough guy. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Nothing. You can come try to make me. You're welcome to try to make me. Take a swing. Take a swing.
What is the reason for calling the officers here?
You'll go to jail, bro. Go ahead, put your hands on me.
Bro.
Put your hands on me.
No reason to have. I'm really unhappy that somebody did this to me.
We'll arrest you for trespassing in a minute.
On public property?
Yeah, we're asking you to leave and you're not leaving. That's trespassing.
She's right in my face, guys. You just assaulted me, ma'am. You can't come up and touch me like that.
You don't have permission to film me in any space.
I don't need permission to
Yes, you do.
record you in public, ma'am. No, that's the law.
Salam alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar. Haknuikan akra. Ula wala papatay.